Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today, mostly because we are tackling something that is literally a universal human experience. I mean, we've all been there, right? You start something brand new, you're riding this incredible wave of energy and passion and excitement, but then, you just kind of hit a wall and give up halfway through. Well, today we are going to completely unpack the surprising truth about why we never seem to finish what we start. And way more importantly, we're going to figure out how to fix it forever. Okay, let's dive right in. So, why can I not finish what I start? I really want you to stop and think about that for a second. Try to picture your own personal ghosts of broken dreams. You know the ones, the half-read books piling up on your nightstand, the gym routines you abandoned by mid-January, or those DIY projects just gathering dust out in the garage. Sound familiar? To truly understand why we do this to ourselves, we need to look at the story of a young guy named Marcus. Because honestly, his struggles perfectly mirror our own. Let's get right into section 1, the unfinished graveyard, looking at the ghost of broken dreams. Meet Marcus. He's this incredibly talented 28-year-old carpenter, but he is completely trapped in a vicious cycle of half-finished projects because he's constantly getting distracted by the next shiny new idea. Now, Marcus's father was a highly respected carpenter himself, and he'd visit Marcus's chaotic, messy workshop and try to impart a bit of wisdom. He'd tell him, a carpenter is not measured by how many projects he starts, but by how many he finishes. Pretty profound, right? But despite his dad's advice, Marcus just couldn't stop. It was literally like an addiction. Every single time he started a new piece of furniture, his heart would be full of determination. But within days, boom, a new, much more exciting idea would pop into his head. His promises to the village neighbors started piling up right alongside all these three-legged chairs and topless tables. His reputation in town was just tanking, and that feeling of shame and guilt began to press down on him like a massive stone. Things finally came to a head when Marcus landed the opportunity of a lifetime. He was given a 3-month deadline to build this gorgeous, hand-carved wedding chest for the mayor's daughter. Now, during weeks 1 and 2, he was totally fueled by passion and pride. But then came the middle weeks. Temptation struck hard. He saw a random design for a small jewelry box and thought, just this one small thing, I'll knock it out super quick. But that one distraction scattered his focus into a dozen different directions. Before he knew it, the 3-month mark hit. The wedding day arrived, and the chest? It was just sitting in the corner, no lid, no lock, completely unfinished. He lost the job, he lost the payout, and honestly, worst of all, he lost his own self-respect. Which brings us to section 2, the messy middle, and meeting Master Samuel. Because after losing that massive commission, Marcus hit absolute rock bottom. He was desperate. So he sought out Master Samuel, this older, intensely disciplined carpenter who was famous for his total silence and flawless craftsmanship. When Marcus finally sat down with him and just poured out his soul, begging to know how to actually finish things, Samuel didn't just give him a lecture. He gave him a demonstration. He started carving a block of wood right there, explaining that a spoon was trapped inside, and his only job was to remove whatever wasn't the spoon. He shaved off a layer and pointed out that if he stopped right then, he'd be left with nothing but damaged wood. If he stopped again, still nothing. The lesson was clear. Only by never stopping could he create something complete and truly valuable. Samuel then broke down the exact psychology behind why we fail. See, we all absolutely love the exciting beginning. I mean, it's a rush. It's filled with new ideas, passion, and endless possibilities. But then we hit the danger zone, the messy middle. This is where the actual work gets hard and boring and incredibly frustrating. You start doubting yourself, and suddenly all those shiny new ideas seem way more appealing than sticking it out. And then Samuel delivered a line that I really want you to let sink in for a second. The middle is where dreams go to die. The middle isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong or that you should quit. It's the exact critical place where everyone who abandons their goals ends up falling apart. So how do we beat it? Let's move into section 3, the 10-minute secret, focusing on commitment over motivation. To actually survive that messy middle, we have to adopt a massive mindset shift. Actually, scratch that. It's a total paradigm shift. Finishing has absolutely nothing to do with feeling inspired. We are constantly waiting around for motivation, but motivation fades fast, kind of like the tide going out. It's totally emotional and completely unreliable. Consistency, on the other hand, that is a rock. It stands firm. Consistency is all about honoring your word to yourself and taking action, even when that initial excitement is totally gone. Consistency is going to defeat motivation every single time. To prove this point, Master Samuel gave Marcus a secret challenge. To break this lifelong curse of his, he only needed to work for 10 minutes a day. That's it. Not 10 grueling hours, just 10 minutes. Here is the exact roadmap Marcus used, and honestly, it is brilliantly simple. Step 1. Choose the absolute smallest, simplest project you can find. For Marcus, that was a basic wooden stool. Step 2. Touch it every single day for 10 minutes, even if you don't feel like it, even if you are incredibly bored. And Step 3. Do not stop until it is completely done. No jumping ship to new ideas. And Marcus followed this to the letter. By day 5, of course, a brilliant new design tempted him, but he forced himself to touch that stool instead. Over 23 days, rain or shine, motivated or totally unmotivated, he worked on that stool. Which leads us to section 4, done beats perfect, and unlocking the power of finishing. By fully committing to this totally unglamorous system, Marcus finally finished the stool, broke his curse, and, spoiler alert, he eventually went on to deliver that magnificent wedding chest. But here is the absolute most crucial takeaway from all of this. Finishing is a skill, not a talent. When Marcus applied that final coat of finish and felt that little wooden stool actually hold his weight, he broke down in tears of joy. Because he realized something huge. He wasn't broken. And listen to me. Just like Marcus, you are not broken either. You don't need to be born with some magical finisher gene. You just haven't practiced the skill yet. Every single time you complete a project, you strengthen your finishing muscle, making the next one that much easier to tackle. All right, section 5, your 30-day challenge to becoming a finisher. It is time to take Samuel's framework and apply it directly to your own life. To do this, I want you to look around right now. Think about those half-read books we talked about earlier, the abandoned goals, the projects collecting dust. We need to internalize the 3 golden rules of finishing that we've pulled from this source material. Rule number 1, the middle is always hard. Just expect it, embrace the grind, and know you aren't doing anything wrong when it gets tough. Number 2, finished always beats perfect. And number 3, touch it daily. The compound effect of those tiny 10-minute daily actions, it is infinitely more powerful than sitting around waiting for a massive burst of motivation that, let's be real, might never come. Let this thought become your new personal mantra. Done is better than perfect. Action beats intention every time. A completed, incredibly simple project, like Marcus's basic wooden stool, is actually out there existing in the real world. That makes it infinitely more valuable than 10 brilliant, absolutely perfect ideas that are just floating around inside your head. The world rewards the people who actually complete things, not the ones who just dream about them. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative question. What is the one project you are going to finish this month? I challenge you right now to pick one small thing today. Go set a timer on your phone for 10 minutes, make a commitment, tell a friend about it, and take back your power. It's time to stop starting new things and start finishing them. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go out there and get it done.